If you are confused over the saga of two ministers renting big houses, this video will make you less confused and maybe make you feel settled, you loser who can only live HDB in your entire life. Here's everything about Minister Nautama and Minister rental house saga simplified for you. Don't see if you don't understand my answers, you idiot. So, here's all your starter. An opposition politician, Reforms Party Kenneth Jarashara suddenly posted something shocking on 6 May. He said in the blog post that two large commercial houses are being rented by Minister Nautama and Minister Later I'll tell you more about those houses, but for now, just know that these houses are owned by the government and people like you can rent from them one. But actually no, I can't even afford to pay HDB housing loan, rent one mentions. I'm kidding, sorry. The blog also made some serious acquisitions, like claiming that based on calculation, rental is at $1.65 million a year, and minister's salary is only $2 million a year, so how can they afford it? You know the calculations they are based on theory one. Just I also calculate my carriers in them, but I still gain weight, so calculation is just speculation. Cause now I take more carriers, I should lose more weight, right? Also, the Reform Party one also claimed that the land area is so big, can be 70,000 square feet, wow, which is bigger than a football field. Wow, that means if order food delivery for lunch, I need to walk to the gate. By the time he come back, lunch become dinner. A week later, SLA, the authority in charge of renting the properties, responded. They said both properties were rented out to the two ministers in full cash with the relevant SLA procedures. This means no special privileges were given. In fact, SLA also said that they bid higher than the rent guide, so they actually pay more. Which leads to the next question: how much? They say more details will be provided during the next parliamentary session in July 2023. Wow, I thought only influencers know how to play these tricks. So immediately, MPs, both opposition and PAPs, filed question about the issues. WP so creepy by the incident that they urge SLA to release more info first so that they can debate better. Other country parliament debate about basic housing for the displaced. Then in Singapore, we debate about big houses for the government. So here's the burning question: what the heck are those colonial houses, also known as black and white houses? These houses were built in the past for high-ranking British officials or businessmen. After the British left, they cannot airlift those houses back to Britain, so the houses stay here and now belong to the government. The government keep them for memories or history or maybe Instagram, I don't know why. So some of those houses become commercial places like makan places, and some of them of course are rented out for residential use. In Singapore, got about 500 of these houses, and because some of them are big, they are considered good class bungalows. Now here's the thing. Since the landlord is the government, the rental price depends on demand. Kind of like COE, whereby there will be an open bidding system. So if you heng, you can actually get one at a super low price. But if you really get one at that price, remember to wake up from a dream and time to go work, you bodo. And because it's owned by the government, you cannot get Ryan Tang to do a Reno King episode on it. Because the whole idea is to keep the history. You want to change history. Want to change, then work in politics to change policy. In the meantime, if you learn something new here, consider subscribing. Also, time to go back to work so that you can pay this month's HDB housing loan. You go SES.